All right, welcome everyone to the deep dive. Today we're going deep on, well, English.
The English language.
Yeah, English, the language. I mean, it's everywhere.
It really is. It's kind of hard to escape it.
Exactly. And, we're going to talk about why it's become so huge, how it got to this point. But I think, honestly, even more importantly for all of you listening, we're going to try to answer the so what? Like, okay, why should I care? Why is getting a better handle on English a good thing for me, right?
Yeah, that's the key question, right? Because you might be thinking, hey, my language, my native language, it works great. I get by just fine.
Right, of course.
And that's totally valid.
Yeah.
But think of it this way. What if learning English, getting comfortable with it, is less about replacing what you already have, which is this amazing tool, and more about adding another one to your toolkit?
Yeah, like expanding your options.
Exactly. A tool that can open up all these doors that you might not even realize are there right now.
So over the course of this whole deep dive, we're going to explore a bunch of those doors, so to speak. We're going to look at how English can help you climb that career ladder, like really make a difference there, and then think about all the knowledge and learning resources that suddenly become available to you. I mean, it's mind-boggling.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, travel. I mean, who doesn't love exploring the world? And knowing English can make that whole experience so much smoother and just richer.
For sure.
Plus, we're going to dive into how English connects you to global culture in ways you might not expect: movies, music, all that cool stuff. And then, and this is something I always find fascinating, we'll touch on how learning English can actually give your brain a workout, like literally boost your mental fitness.
It's true. There's a ton of really interesting research on that.
So let's jump right in. First things first, how did English even get to be this global language? What's the story there?
Well, you can't really talk about the rise of English without going back a bit to the British Empire.
Oh yeah, the historical stuff.
Yeah, their reach, their influence all over the globe, historically, that really laid the groundwork for the language spreading so widely.
Right, like a foundation.
Exactly. And then, fast forward a bit to the 20th century, and you've got the U.S., the United States, emerging as this major power after World War II.
Yeah.
And that really solidified English's position on the world stage.
Okay, but it wasn't just military strength, was it?
No, not at all. It was much more about economic power, cultural influence,
Oh, right. Like how everyone wanted American products, American technology.
Exactly. American technology was shaping the world. And then you've got the U.S. being this financial powerhouse, plus a ton of scientific research coming out of universities and institutions that operated in English.
And Hollywood. Let's not forget the movies.
Oh, yeah, of course. Hollywood, the global phenomenon of American movies and music.
Yeah.
I mean, these things acted almost like cultural ambassadors.
Right.
They carried the English language across borders in a really powerful way.
So then the internet comes along.
Yeah.
Talk about a game changer.
Right? The internet just amplified all of those trends.
Yeah.
Think about it. A lot of the initial structure of the internet, the coding languages, a lot of that was in English.
Oh, I never thought about that.
And even now, if you look at the content online, it's estimated that way over half, possibly closer to 60%, is all in English.
Wow. That's a lot.
Right. So if you think of the internet as this massive library, this hub for connecting with people worldwide, you can see why English matters.
Yeah, if you want to access all that stuff, all that information, you've got to know the language, right?
Exactly. And this isn't just a theoretical thing. You see it in all sorts of real-world scenarios that are super international. Take aviation.
Okay.
A German pilot talking to Japanese air traffic control. What language are they going to be using?
English, I guess.
English, almost certainly. Same thing in a lot of diplomatic situations.
Right.
Researchers from, say, Brazil, collaborating with scientists in South Korea, they're writing their papers, publishing their findings in English. It's kind of the default. The common ground.
Exactly. And think about business conferences. You've got professionals from all over the world coming together, and the language that helps them work together is English. Even tourism, right?
Yeah, when you travel, you encounter English all over the place.
All the time. So it's important to point out, English being so widespread, it's not because it's somehow inherently better than any other language.
Right.
All languages have their own beauty, their own complex structures.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's more about the reach that English has, how practical it is. It's like this neutral meeting point.
Oh, that's a great way to put it.
When people from completely different linguistic backgrounds need to communicate, English is often the bridge that connects them.
Okay, so we've established that English is, kind of a big deal. But let's bring it back to something a little more personal.
Right.
Let's talk about your career, because knowing English, I mean, that can be a real game changer in today's job market.
For sure. I mean, the global economy is just that, global.
Big companies, small businesses, they're all doing business internationally, working with people from different countries. So knowing English, it's often essential.
It's not even a nice to have anymore. It's a must have for a lot of jobs.
Exactly.
And think about it, it opens up so many more opportunities for you.
It does.
Not just within your own country, but potentially internationally.
Right.
I mean, so many industries like tech, finance, engineering, even healthcare, they all need people with strong English skills.
Yeah, and it's not just about getting hired. It's about what happens once you're in that job.
Right, day-to-day stuff.
Exactly. You're working with colleagues from other countries, maybe clients, suppliers. You're writing emails, you're in video calls, you might be writing reports that people all over the world are going to read, maybe even negotiations.
And all of this is happening in English.
Most likely, yes.
Yeah.
So if you're the person who can navigate that smoothly, communicate effectively, you're incredibly valuable.
You're the one they can rely on.
Exactly. And that often translates into, well, money.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about the financial side of things.
There's a lot of research showing that in many countries where English isn't the main language, if you're good at English, you're more likely to earn more.
Makes sense.
It's seen as a premium skill, and companies are willing to pay for it. So it's not just about getting a job. It's about getting a better paying job, having more opportunities for advancement.
Right, moving up the ladder.
Exactly. And then there's the whole thing about staying ahead of the curve in your field.
Oh, yeah, staying relevant.
Yeah, all the best industry publications, the research papers, the online courses from top universities, conferences, a lot of that stuff is in English.
It's the language of the experts, basically.
To a large extent, yes.
Yeah.
So whether you're interested in AI or renewable energy or the latest medical breakthroughs, you need English to tap into that knowledge.
Makes sense.
And even within your own company, being good at English can open doors.
Ah, how so?
Well, you might be the one chosen to work on international projects.
Right.
Or to represent your company at events overseas, or to communicate with the headquarters if it's in an English-speaking country.
More visibility, more chances to shine.
Absolutely. That can lead to promotions, taking your career to the next level.
So learning English, it's really an investment in your career, in your future.
It is. It's about opening yourself up to a world of possibilities that might not be there otherwise.
Okay, so we've covered the career stuff, but what about just learning in general? Because knowing English, it's like getting a key to this massive storehouse of knowledge, wouldn't you say?
It really is. It unlocks so many doors, especially when it comes to education.
Oh, yeah, good point.
A lot of the top universities, the ones with global reputations, they're in English-speaking countries, the US, the UK, Canada, Australia.
The big names, everyone's heard of them.
Right. And even universities in countries where English isn't the main language, they're offering more and more programs in English.
To attract international students.
Exactly. So if you're thinking about studying abroad, maybe getting a master's degree, a PhD, or even just taking some specialized courses, English is often the ticket.
It's the language of higher education, basically.
It really is. And then, research, academic research, it's the same thing.
Still dominated by English.
Yeah. The majority of research papers, the influential journals, the big databases, they're all in English. So whether you're a student, a researcher, or just someone who's curious about the latest discoveries, you need English to get to the source.
To read the original work, not some translation that might not quite capture everything.
Exactly. And then you've got online learning, which has just exploded in the past few years.
Oh, yeah. The MOOCs, the courses from Harvard, MIT, all those places.
Exactly. Coursera, ADX, Udacity, so many platforms offering incredible courses taught by world-renowned experts.
And they're mostly in English.
The vast majority are, yes.
So basically, if you know English, you can learn from the best no matter where you are in the world.
It's amazing, really.
And we can't forget about all the information that's just out there, freely available on the internet.
Right.
We're not just talking about social media here, but news from around the world, in-depth articles, tutorials, documentaries, forums where people share their expertise, blogs.
It's an incredible resource.
And a lot of it, if not most of it, is in English.
Yeah, so if you're fluent in English, you can tap into all of that. You're not limited to what's available in your own language or to translations that might not be perfect.
You've got the world at your fingertips.
That's a great way to put it. It's like having the key to this massive library, this university that never closes.
Okay, so English is great for learning, but let's talk about something a little more fun, a little more adventurous. Let's talk about travel. Because knowing English, I mean, that can really transform your travel experiences.
It absolutely can.
And I know, it's always nice to learn a few phrases in the local language.
Oh, of course.
Shows respect, right?
Absolutely.
But honestly, in so many places, English is widely spoken, especially in the tourism industry.
It's true.
It just makes everything smoother.
It does.
Think about it. You arrive at the airport, you see signs in English, announcements in English.
Right.
You check into your hotel, the staff speaks English. You go on a tour, the guide speaks English. Even the menus at restaurants, they often have English translations.
It takes a lot of the stress out of navigating a new place.
Absolutely.
And even when you want to go beyond those basic interactions, talk to locals, learn about their lives, English can be that bridge.
Because a lot of people, even if it's not their first language, they've learned some English.
Yeah, it allows you to connect with people you wouldn't be able to otherwise, to have more meaningful conversations, to really get a sense of the place.
And don't forget about connecting with other travelers.
Oh, that's right.
You're in a hostel or on a group tour, and you meet people from all over the world.
It's like a little microcosm of the global community.
And what language are they probably using to communicate with each other?
English, most likely.
So you can share stories, get tips, maybe even make lifelong friends.
Exactly.
And then there's the internet again.
Right. Always helpful.
You need to look up something quickly, find a good restaurant, understand a museum exhibit. Chances are you'll find the information you need in English.
It's a safety net in a way.
Yeah, it gives you more independence, more confidence, especially if you find yourself in a tricky situation.
Like if you need to report a problem or seek medical help.
Right. Those moments when clear communication is really important.
Exactly. So knowing English, it takes travel to another level. It's not just sightseeing. It's about experiencing the world, connecting with people from different cultures.
It's about being an active participant, not just a passive observer.
Exactly.
All right, let's shift gears a bit and talk about culture. Because English, being so global, it's like a passport to a whole world of movies, music, books, all that good stuff.
It is.
I mean, think about Hollywood. Their movies are everywhere.
They're a global phenomenon, that's for sure.
And yeah, there are dubs, subtitles, but wouldn't you agree that watching a movie in its original English, it's just a different experience?
It is. You're hearing the actors' actual voices, the nuances of their performance, the way the language flows.
You're getting the director's full vision, the way they intended it to be seen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And sometimes the humor, the wordplay, it just doesn't translate the same way.
It gets lost in translation.
Yeah. You're missing out on a layer of meaning.
And music too, right? I mean, so much popular music is in English.
It's a global language for music.
And when you actually understand the lyrics, it adds a whole new dimension to the songs.
That's absolutely. It's not just sounds, it's stories, emotions, cultural references.
It's like you're connecting with the artist on a deeper level.
Exactly.
And if you're a bookworm, well, there's a whole world of literature out there just waiting to be discovered.
Reading a book in its original English, it allows you to appreciate the author's voice, their style.
You're experiencing their words directly, not filtered through a translation.
Exactly. And sometimes the translation can change the tone, the rhythm of the writing. You lose a little something.
Yeah, it's like looking at a painting through a blurry window instead of seeing it up close and personal.
That's a good analogy.
And let's not forget about video games.
Oh yeah, another huge part of culture these days.
And so many of the best games, they're made with English dialogue.
They are.
And playing them in English, it just makes the stories more immersive.
You're hearing the characters' voices the way they were meant to sound.
You're more connected to the story, the world of the game.
Exactly.
And even online culture, so much of it is in English.
It's true.
Memes, viral videos, online communities, they all tend to revolve around English.
So if you want to be part of that global conversation, to understand the jokes, the references, you need to know the language.
It's like you're unlocking a secret code.
In a way, it is.
So engaging with culture in its original language, whether it's movies, music, books, games, whatever, it's just a richer, more authentic experience.
You're getting the full picture, the unfiltered version.
It's the real deal.
It is.
Okay, so we've talked about all the practical benefits of learning English, but let's get a little more, philosophical. What about the personal benefits, the ways it can actually improve your life, your mind?
Oh, there are a lot of those.
Like what?
Well, first of all, Learning a new language, any new language, it's like a workout for your brain.
Oh, yeah, I heard that.
There's a ton of research showing that bilingualism or multilingualism, it can lead to some really cool cognitive benefits.
Like what specifically?
Well, it can improve your problem-solving skills, your ability to multitask, your memory, your concentration.
Wow, those are pretty significant.
They are. And some studies even suggest that it might help delay cognitive decline as you get older.
Oh, so it keeps your brain sharp.
Exactly.
So learning English, it's not just about communication. It's about keeping your mind in shape.
It's an investment in your mental fitness, your overall well-being.
And what about confidence? Doesn't learning a new language, especially one as challenging as English, boost your confidence?
Absolutely.
Because it's a hard thing to do.
It is. You start from scratch, you struggle, you make mistakes, but you keep going, and eventually you start to get it. You can hold conversations, you can express yourself. That sense of accomplishment is huge.
It proves to yourself that you can do hard things.
Exactly. It builds resilience, a belief in your own abilities.
And it exposes you to different cultures, different ways of thinking.
Right.
Because language and culture, they're so intertwined.
They are.
So by learning English, you're not just learning words and grammar. You're learning about different customs, different perspectives on the world.
You're broadening your horizons.
Yeah, you're becoming a more well-rounded person, more open-minded.
And it can even help you understand your own native language better.
Oh, that's interesting. How so?
Well, when you start analyzing English grammar, sentence structure, it makes you think about language in a more analytical way, even your own language.
Yeah.
You start to notice things you never did before.
You're becoming more aware of how language works in general.
Exactly. It's like learning a new skill that enhances all the skills you already have.
So learning English, it's not just about learning a language, it's about personal growth.
It is. It's a mental challenge, a cultural journey, and a way to expand your world in so many ways.
Now, I know some people listening might be feeling a bit overwhelmed. They're thinking, okay, that all sounds great, but English is hard.
I get it.
Or they might be thinking, I'm too busy, I don't have time.
Yeah, that's a common concern.
Or maybe even, I'm too old to learn a new language.
Those are all valid feelings.
So let's address those one by one. First, the difficulty. Yeah, English can be tricky. The pronunciation, the spelling, all those idioms.
But here's the good news.
Yeah.
There are so many resources available now to help you learn.
Like what?
I mean, there are apps, websites, online courses, in-person courses, videos, you name it. Whatever your learning style, your budget, there's something out there for you.
And you can connect with other learners, with native speakers, practice online. There are so many options.
It's never been easier to learn English.
Okay, what about the time issue? People are busy.
They are. But you don't need hours and hours every day. Even just 15, 20 minutes of focused practice can make a difference.
Yeah, it's about consistency, making it a habit.
Exactly. Fit it into your routine, listen to a podcast during your commute, use an app while you're waiting in line, read an article before bed. Small steps add up over time.
You're sneaking in a little English here and there.
Exactly.
And the too old thing, honestly, that's just a myth.
It is. While it's true that kids might pick up pronunciation more easily, adults have other advantages.
Like what?
Well, we're generally more disciplined.
We can focus.
Yeah, we have better learning strategies, and we often understand grammar better because we've been using language for longer.
So it's not too late.
It's never too late.
And the most important thing is to find ways to make it enjoyable.
Oh, absolutely. If you hate textbooks, don't use them. Watch movies, listen to music, find things you're interested in.
Make it fun.
Exactly. Find a language partner, join an online community, talk to people, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes when they're learning. It's part of the process.
It's how you learn.
Exactly. The biggest hurdle is often just getting started, overcoming that initial inertia.
All right, so to wrap things up, let's recap why learning English is such a valuable investment for you.
Okay, so it's about opportunity.
Opportunity in your career, in your education,
It's about connection.
connecting with people from different cultures, experiencing the world, expanding your worldview,
It's about experience.
experiencing global culture, movies, music, books, all of that in their original form.
And it's about growth.
Growth in your mind, in your confidence, in your understanding of the world.
It's about becoming a more well-rounded, adaptable, and engaged citizen of the world.
And in a world that's increasingly interconnected, knowing English is becoming more and more essential.
It's not just a nice to have anymore. It's a key to unlocking so much potential.
So yes, it takes time, it takes effort, but the rewards are immense.
They are.
So As you go about your day, as you think about your goals, your dreams, think about how learning English can help you achieve them.
Don't just see it as learning vocabulary and grammar.
See it as gaining a superpower.
A superpower that opens doors, connects you to the world, and expands your mind.
So what door will you choose to open first?
The choice is yours.
Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive.
See you next time.